Hey everyone, it's Jordan Faith. Today I'll be talking all about protein-moisture balance. It can feel super complicated, but I'm gonna give you 5 tips to hopefully make the process a little bit easier. As I'm sharing these tips, I'm gonna take you through a routine that I chose specifically for my hair to help maintain my protein-moisture balance. Subscribe to my channel if you don't wanna miss any of my new uploads. So let's head to my shower to get started. Here we are in my new shower. This is actually my kids' bathroom. So, tip number 1 is that protein and moisture are not opposites. The answer to having too much moisture is not to add protein. It's to strip the moisture first. This is my first tip because it goes along with the first step in my process, which is shampooing. I'm using the Maui Moisture Vanilla Bean shampoo. This is a protein-free shampoo that is pretty clarifying due to the ingredient olefin sulfonate, but it is also creamy and a little bit moisturizing. This will help to start my routine off on a good note because it is thoroughly cleansing my hair, stripping out anything extra just sitting on my hair, and starting me off with a clean slate. Tip number 2 is try not to sway wildly in one direction or the other, especially if the issue you're trying to combat is just frizz. I often see people struggling with frizz and their first question is usually, do I need more protein or do I need more moisture? Yes, having balanced hair will usually result in less frizz, but it is likely that the frizz is due to other things that you should try to address first. So the solution is usually not going for a super strong protein treatment or the most moisturizing deep conditioner on the market. Try to look for products that are really well balanced, like this Inasi Mango Hemp Restorative Hair Mask Deep Conditioner. I love this product. It has a key word in its title to clue you in to the fact that there is some protein, and that word is restorative. This isn't always the case that a product that says restorative will have protein, but they usually have some key or buzzwords like restorative or reparative or strengthening, words along those lines that they put on the label because the product contains protein. This specific product contains silk amino acids and hydrolyzed oats. Amino acids, of course, are the building blocks of protein, and that word hydrolyzed is something that you're going to want to look for when you're reading your labels and trying to spot protein products. Almost every time you see the word hydrolyzed, that means that it is an ingredient that has been broken down into proteins that will be able to temporarily help restore your hair and strengthen it. My third tip is to try to include some moisture and some protein in each wash. This will usually help you maintain a balance. Unless you have the lowest porosity hair with the least damage and you really feel that you are protein sensitive, I do suggest that you use a little bit of protein in each of your washes. And this will just help add strength and structure to your hair. Our hair is made out of protein, so making sure that at least one of your products has a little bit of protein to help lend structure to the hair will likely be very beneficial in the long run. And unless you are just shampooing with a super harsh shampoo, you are most likely always going to be getting some moisturizing ingredients. So that's typically not too difficult to find. But some ingredients that you can look out for that are really nice, good moisturizing ingredients are cetyl alcohol, cetearyl alcohol, behentrimonium methosulfate. Oils and butters are going to help add lots of conditioning as well. And of course, water. You want to make sure to work water into your hair to help it be nice and hydrated. Here I used the Curls Blueberry Bliss reparative leave-in conditioner, which is a really nice moisturizing leave-in conditioner that has a lot of those ingredients that I just mentioned that are really nice and moisturizing, and also has a little bit of protein, specifically hydrolyzed quinoa and silk amino acids. This leads me into tip number 4, which is to start out by using protein in just your rinse out products rather than your leave-in products like I am doing here. This is because if you're not sure what kind of protein your hair needs or how your hair will react to protein or how much it needs, then using them in your rinse out products is a safer way to start because they're only on your hair momentarily. There are some amazing products that you leave in your hair that have protein, and they can do wonderful things if that is what your hair needs and wants. This Tralux High Definition Gel is one of them. It has keratin amino acids, and using a styler like this that has protein usually really helps to enhance your wave pattern because it lends that structure to really help them bounce up. So that is the reason I am using this one today. But this product is also really lovely and moisturizing. Tip number 5 is to do a stretch test. If you really feel like you're out of balance and you need a lot more of one or the other. Basically, a stretch test is performed to determine the amount of elasticity in your hair. It can be done on wet or dry hair. You might find that one works better than the other for you. It can be done with a single hair or with a few hairs together. But basically, you take a section of hair and gently, very gently, pull it between your fingers. If it stretches a little and bounces back, you should be able to feel that good elasticity in the strand. And that means that your hair is nicely balanced. If you gently start to tug on it and it snaps, that is usually a sign that your hair has too much protein or is in need of moisture. If you pull on the hair and it stretches and stretches and stretches, that is a sign of too much moisture. This can also happen if you have way overprocessed bleached hair. I left this till last because I feel like it's potentially the most complicated. I don't think it has to be, but it's a little bit tricky. So unless you feel like you really have a handle on how to do this test, I like to kind of leave it as a last resort. I decided to finish this routine off with the EcoSlight Orange Marmalade, which is protein-free. It does contain aloe, which can mimic protein, but I chose to add this because I wanted to make sure it could have a little bit of extra hold. So get in tune with your hair, keep all these tips in mind, because I want this to be simple, not confusing and complicated. And if you're able to follow all those tips and create a routine that keeps your hair nice and balanced, you should end up with great results. These are my results after the routine that I just showed you that I chose specifically for my hair needs. And as you can see, it's bouncy, shiny, it looks very healthy. It has good curl definition. It doesn't have excessive frizz. It's not limp or mushy or dry and brittle. It feels soft but strong and overall very well balanced. Now, I do have a bit of an easier time with this because I chose to grow out all of my bleached, damaged hair before starting the journey of embracing my wavy hair and really learning how to style it and take care of it. So I started off with fairly healthy hair. I didn't ever heat style, and since I had just cut off all the chemical damage, I was starting with virgin, pretty low damage hair. So that made it a little bit easier to start experimenting and figuring out my hair type and finding exactly what would work for me. I do want to make sure to point out that just like with almost everything wavy and curly hair related, a lot of these terms and care techniques come from the natural hair movement. Natural hair referring to afro-textured black coily hair primarily, and that specific hair texture is typically very fine and very dense. And because of the structure of the cuticle, it requires a lot more protein and nourishment than other hair types typically do. which is why a lot of the time when you are using or looking into products specifically formulated for coily hair, they will already be filled with a lot of good nourishing and protein-rich ingredients. But of course, those aren't made for my hair texture. Where I can and when I can, I do like to try those products. And some of them work amazingly well for my hair. They're not too heavy. They give a really nice boost of protein and nourishment. But if and when some of the products do not work for me, I'm not surprised, because I know that my hair texture is not what that product was created for. And so I do not complain about it, give it a poor review, or anything that might prompt the company to think that they need to change the product to work for people like me, when I have thousands of different products to choose from that already will work for my hair type. The last thing I will ever be okay with doing is becoming a part of something that will harm other people, specifically marginalized groups who have less to choose from to begin with, and who have legitimate discrimination issues regarding their hair. All that being said, I love when I am able to promote Black women-owned brands, because I think the products are just such amazing quality, and they really do usually work for a wide range of hair types. And in this video, I just wanted to showcase some of them and really give those brands the credit that I believe they deserve. This video is not at all sponsored. I just really like to highlight the products and brands that I really believe in and love. If you want to check out any of the products that I used or mentioned in this video, all the links are in the description below as always. So make sure to scroll down and check that out if you're interested. I know this process and everything that comes with it can feel very complicated, but I hope these 5 tips and all the other information I shared here today can be helpful for you and make the process a little bit easier. If you liked this video, make sure to hit the thumbs up and comment below what your thoughts were, because that feedback from you as my audience is really helpful for me in choosing which new videos to make. Subscribe to my channel if you don't want to miss out on any of my upcoming videos. Remember to love yourself fully and faithfully, and I'll see you next time.